It's Tuesday, and we are on the second part of Psalm 18. I'm going to read it for you here. We've already seen God's response to our cry for help, uh, actively moving, throwing everything aside because He delights in us. Now the author kind of moves into a different theme. The Lord has dealt with me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands, He has rewarded me, for I have kept the ways of the Lord. I'm not guilty of turning from my God. All His laws are before me. I've not turned away from His decrees. I've been blameless before Him, and have kept myself from sin. The Lord has rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in His sight. To the faithful you show yourself faithful. To the blameless you show yourself blameless. To the pure you show yourself pure. But to the devious you show yourself shrewd. You save the humble, and bring low those whose eyes are haughty. You, Lord, keep my lamp burning. My God turns my darkness into light. With your help I can advance against a troop. With my God I can scale a wall. As for God, His way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless. He shields all who take refuge in Him. For who is God besides the Lord, and who is the rock except our God? Okay, well, we've kind of already in previous psalms kind of talked about this understanding of this ancient kind of in the psalms. The rightness of the heart qualifies me to go before God as I keep His law. Then these things happen. So we're not going to talk about that. I want to just talk about the last part of this. The As for God, His way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless. He shields all who take refuge in Him. And this is the line. For who is God besides the Lord? And who is the rock except our God? I think it's a brilliant question to ask right now. You and I are convinced. Well, that's why we're in the Psalms together. We're convinced of the existence of God. More than that, we're convinced of the reality of God in our day-to-day lives, that He is present, that He is active. We are convinced that He is personal. We are convinced that He loves us. So we have this vision of who God is as revealed in the Scriptures and in creation. So we have to remind ourselves this question amidst all that's happening right now. Who is God besides the Lord? Who is a rock except our God? Only God can be God. Only God can be a rock. Only God can shelter us in a storm. Only God can be a foundation for us. Nothing else is substantial enough. Nothing's big enough. No stimulus check can save us. No PPA, SBA program can save us. Now, these things can be helped and God can work through those means. But ultimately, who is God except our God? And who's a rock except for our Lord? There is no one who can play that role. No one who can function such ways. So, again, I've told you this many times. All of physical, material reality actually finds its foundation in an immaterial God. It rests on Him. It sits on Him. It could not exist without Him. It emanates from Him. And so we always are reminding ourselves in any one moment, what's the most real thing in the universe? It's God. So again, we ask with the psalmist, who is God besides the Lord? And who is the rock except our God? No one and nothing. Grace and peace to you today.